People ask me why I wear women's clothing. I think they've hoarded it for too long. I know it's just a drop in the ocean, but I'm going to wear all their clothing I can find.
Will Pewterman here to analyze your digital needs in this modern world. Previous testing has shown you to be an introvert classified optimistic strategist. That means your strategy for computing today is to use a cell phone, rub it in bologna, smear it on your face and hair, and make sure you get that shredded mozzarella deep in each nostril, and you'll be computing with the stars in no time. Have a good day. Box Car McGillicuddy here. I'm trapped in the front rooms. Everywhere I go, the ceiling is moist. It's the opposite of the back rooms. It doesn't go on forever. It only goes on for a little bit. Ceiling is dripping. There's no monsters. It's really quite mundane. Please help. Send Navy SEALs and Marine Otters and maybe some Air Force chickens to be mixed it up. Look, there's all these actresses. Allison Brie, DeWanda Wise, Lizzie Kaplan, what's the one? Anna Kendrick. All these actresses, and they're so voluptuous. And they're constantly calling me and DMing me and messaging me, trying to get with me. And I just one thing I want to make this very clear. Lizzie Kaplan, Anna Kendrick, Allison Brie, DeWanda Wise, all you gals. And there's a lot more of you too. Listen, I want to say this once. None of your calls or messages are actually getting through to me. Like, you might just make sure you're using the right email address, because guys, I'm really looking. My wife's not thrilled, but you know, we're not always all thrilled, are we? So please try and make sure you're using the right phone number, gals, or just message me my real email, and then we'll see what we can do. You know, you show up with a bottle of the bubbly, maybe my wife can be convinced.
On our first date, he texted me all like, "How'd you get this number? Who is this?" And like, "Get off our lawn." And then like our last date, they were all like, "Come out with your hands up. We'll have you surrounded." And I was like, ugh. And he was like, "And plus you're fat."
When I said I drove a tour bus for Harry Styles, it was a bit of an exaggeration. What I do is I ride in a U-Haul for waxy fashions. Pretty much the same.
Nature Pete here. Now, one of the biggest questions I get asked is, how can I identify poison ivy in the wild? So let me tell you. You want to look at the plant. If the stamen is friable and the dry wood pliable and the pH is alkaline, the leaves are fine.
As the price of gas goes high, property values of my neighbors go low. Because I don't know. And I'm not my neighbors. So when the gas goes high, my grass grows high. Poor Donatello, right? And they're always like, Raphael is the rebel. Donatello designs and manufactures complex machinery, vehicles, equipment, and technology that enables us to do, perform, and succeed at our missions. Leonardo's the leader, and Michelangelo's the party guy. It's a pretty well-balanced group. Poor Donatello.
You got a go-go gadget capture, Uncle Scrooge. Don't say that, Dewey. I don't think we bought that one yet. Oh, crap. We're gonna get fired by our duck lawyers. They're lawyers, but they're ducks.
Hello and welcome to another exciting hour of God's Love is in Your Butt, the only podcast for prostate cancer survivors and fighters with a faith-based edge. We're sorry you sickos who don't read the descriptions of podcasts keep sending us those videos, but we only click on some of them, and only after we've really struggled with our faith. Today we'll be talking to Butt Holson. So the other day my wife was like, "Dude, you've got to stop saying that. I'm not your wife. I only know you because you keep harassing me. You seem like a nice guy, and I'm sorry about the problems that you have, but please stop saying I'm your wife." She's so funny. It's her anniversary today. I think I'm doing something really nice for her and letting her out of the box for a little bit. Bovine Daniel, but now he's mostly cow. Let's turn my computer on and do something useful. Attempt at productive computing. Begin. Tiny penis detected. Your computer is now restricted only to allowing you to post comments. This always happens. Big fuck. News alert. I don't like y'all. I think you're stupid. Alert. I hate you.
Bilbo Baggins, I'm not trying to rob you. I'm trying to save you 15% on car insurance.
Doodly dope news update. How stupid are they? Let's just say when they go to sharpen their pens, they always put them in wrong way round. Know what I'm saying? Additional news information. How pathetic are they? Real pathetic. Like quantify it for them. Free pathetic.
It's a crock, all right. Crock of horse shit. This guy sold it to me. He said all the crocks you need. Country crock. I get it home. Freaking urban alligators. Totally ripped off.
When people say I'm cringe, I say, because I'm creating really interesting, new, great entertainment. Cringe. And that's okay with me.
It's day 43, stuck in this air vent. Getting pretty sick of just whatever food people slip me. It's usually pizza. It's a nice view.
This guy was like, "You're not funny. You're really awkward. You don't seem to understand people at all. None of your videos make sense. Your voice sounds like Big Bird. you're unbearably strange. It's hard to listen to you and watch you. Your lips are blue today for some reason. I think that you're very difficult to tolerate. And this guy, I said, finally, somebody understands me.
I went to the emergency room. I needed 10 stitches. They said it'd be $1,400. I was like, really? So I just went out and snitched on everyone I could. Now I got stitches for free.
Atrociraptors. They've been trained since birth to win spelling bees. Spelling bees where? Atrociraptors. They've been trained since birth to cook food. Cook food for who? Atrociraptors. They've been trained since birth to sing. Sing what? I'm reasonably enthusiastic for Cinnamon Toast Crunch. And I want to end the stigma of mental illness and cereal enthusiasm. You can like Cocoa Puffs or anything you want without worrying about the label branding you as cuckoo, loco, tray, foo, or any of the other terms that hurt us cereal lovers so much here in the cereal enthusiast community. And it is a community. We love you. Good crunching and happy slurping.
Why? Why? Z! Oh, Z! Hey!
I'm supposed to turn on the water for the hose now it's not cold no more, but the little handle, it's being a little stinker. It's being a little stinker. I'm trying to twist it, but I don't know which way that it goes. And I want it to go the way that it wants to go. I want what it wants, but it's being a little stinker. I try to turn it this way and that. I don't want water or natural gas to flood my home in my basement. I'm very perturbed by this chain of developments. This blossomed into something that has progressed far beyond my intention was to turn on the hose. Not to kill my loved ones with natural gas and disasters and flood and fire, possibly all at once. There's cobwebs here that are oppressively low. It is difficult. It hurts my knees to crawl up on the washing machine to get it to do that. It won't even pivot. It's a very oppressive situation. You see what's behind the Shellob's lair here, trying to turn on a hose. I got empty Tide bottles I'm scared to throw away because I'm scared of bugs the size of Jupiter will crawl out. A spider with a trunk as large as a Jupiter bus. The dunes in this basement are the same as they were 70,000 years ago, and it's just being a little stinker. I don't know what to do for help. I can't call the little stinker police to turn my handle, so I was gonna man up. Present cobwebs or no, I'm gonna man up, do it, or I'm gonna flood my house with natural gas and gonna kill all my family. I don't know. This is goodbye. I love the world. I'm crawling now from the frond of Acronoqua. We're here in this desert environment. The dunes from over 475,000 years ago are still present, and we have recently located the remains of an Acronoquan, a powerful Macedonian with a trunk the size of a Jupiter bus. We are going to excavate them presently here in this lush prairie desert environment, like so many before. It's really hard being a white guy. When I go in for a job interview, they're like, "Oh, I'm so sorry, sir. Here, let me fix your tie." I'm like, "Oh, you're not buttoned up properly." They're like, "You got something on your feet," and they clean me. It's like a full makeover. And I sit down, and they're like, "So what are your qualifications?" And I'm like, "Have you ever worked before?" I'm like, "This, you're going to change my life." I'm like, "Thank you so much for this opportunity. Here's your first week's paycheck. Don't bother coming in." And it's really hard because I forgot not to go in, and I almost got fired. My son's always like, "You're not cool, Dad. You're old. You're not with it. You're not hip anymore to what is modern." And I was like, "Yeah, that might be." But I was there when Smooth by Rob Thomas and Santana, Carlos Santana with the crisp champ. I was there when that came out. I was a teenager in the prime of life, and he wasn't. So, bit of history. My word, I can almost make out the wavering letters. So difficult to discern through the 14 fathoms of water. Particulates per cubic millimeter of this water are unfathomable. Our cubic centimeter, whatever you want to measure it in, divided by 10, multiply it, it's unfathomable, more than 14. I can almost read it. It says, table swapper. It's really tough being a white guy. I was robbing these guys the other day, and the police came by and they're like, "What's the problem here?" I'm like, "This guy won't give me all his money." They're like, "Let me help you with that." They started kneeling on the guy's neck. I'm like, "Guys, that's excessive. Only one of you should be kneeling on his neck with your full weight." And they're like, "You're right." And then a third one joined them, and they're like, "Here's their wallet, sir." And I'm like, "Thank you. Could you shine my shoes while you're down there?" And they did. But one of them left a streak on one of the shoes. Next time, guys. All right, I know this isn't going to win me any friends or whatever, but I think people pickle their own poop and then plop it down in front of you on the table when you try to get a loan at the bank and say, "You can't have a loan. Here's my pickled poop. It's 3 years old." I think those people should have given me a loan, and they're bad. This arm was just stretched. I opened the fridge the other night, and this arm just stretched out of it, and I ran backwards. I tried to slam the door, but the arm just shoved the door out of the way and just kept going backwards and backwards. And I backed up. I was in the family room now, and it was reaching from the fridge through 3 rooms. It was like a 90-foot arm. And it was bending, had like 900 elbows. And I was scared. And it finally reached me, and it said, "There, now at long last, I've reached you about your car's extended warranty." Bobby Bengal Slayer here, time management supremacist, here to show you some tips on how you can cut out those time-wasting expenditures of your limited, and valuable time. First, do you have family members? They probably want things from you and require effort. I would eliminate them. Secondly, and perhaps most importantly, your job, your place of employment. You probably spend the majority of your waking time here. Eliminate it from your life. They can continue to exist. Please, no mass workplace eliminations. Very bad form, Peter. Thirdly, what you should do is eliminate all property, possessions. Just pack a bunch of sandwiches into a backpack. You can keep that, or if you're real thrifty with your time, a giant garbage bag, one that you would fill your kitchen bag with, sling it over your shoulder, walk into the woods somewhere you think no one will notice, roll back and forth on the ground very slowly at first, and then mounting speed, rolling back and forth, rocking really hard now. And then when the missiles come, you'll still have half a garbage bag full of rotten sandwiches, and you'll be free. You'll finally be free. All your time stretching out an infinite, glowing white line before you, and you think to yourself, for perhaps the first time ever, "I am free. All time is managed." And then a man in a white suit comes and he bumps into you, and he's like, "I'm the man in the white suit here to bump into you and end your freedom. And what do you have to say? What do you have to say to me? The symbolic representation of all that you abjure." And I say, "Manage your time. Manage your time." Bobby Bagel Slayer here. Is Mr. Brown in? I just called to see him. Coliseum isn't a verb, sir. Certainly not a past participle. It is a noun. Please rephrase your sentence. Listen, you smooth-talking sack of crap. I'm going to plant my foot in your butt crack to say two words that start with a crap and end with a loud sound at the end. It's all the same. Butt crack, boy. So I was at a party. Introduced my friend, Rebecca Pell, who goes by her last name Pell, and Victor Russ. I said, Pell, Vic Russ.
Get it? Pelvic thrusts.
New Germain sword found here at the burbling swamps of Cramlamading. What once were the prairie lands of Dimalonga Cramding have upended themselves in a gurgling sulfuric wasteland filled with the bones of this fearsome theropod. What can we learn from this creature? What were its desires, its hopes for the future? How many little Germaisaurid burbling bands were there? Did teenage theropods munch, act out? I just got the best idea for like a book series that could be turned into like a franchise of movies. I can't believe this hasn't been done before. It's like about this really like smart, competent guy who has skills that are like better than all of his peers at doing his job, but they're like a black box. Like all you know is his mind is so brilliant that you can't like understand how he's able to figure things out. And there's a big problem, possibly involving murder, that no one else can solve. And they're like, he's erratic, but we have no choice. We have to call in a guy of proficient skills. And he comes in, instantly makes the established team look foolish. Possibly clashing with a real stuffy female lead who initially like is dead opposed to this like brilliant male. Like you have to go brilliant. Like when people talk about like he's erratic, but he's brilliant, and then they clash, and then eventually she realizes that because he's so much better than everyone else, that he's actually right. The screenplay would be written by a male, possibly Joss Whedon, or maybe he could just come in to punch it up. At least he won't actually punch it up; he'll just cheat on it. And then I think that for the ending, he could defeat the bad guy, who also is brilliant but crazed. You gotta lower the hand, crazed. He'll defeat the bad guy in a test that shows that while the bad guy is incredibly cunning, they lack the empathy that the lead character also doesn't have, but they just aren't as smart as the lead character. And then in the end, the woman who's hated him the whole time is forced because the good guy wanted to be his mate. Again, I think a team of guys need to write this. It's new, it's fresh, it's bold, and it'll get greenlit for sure. Don't die in an accident or get killed by a murderer. The first.
Hello? Sandy siphoning beam?
And it feels easy too. Cyber siphon. It's alive, we're fighting, jiving. Robotniks for peace, baby, in quotes.
Top Gun Maverick review. It's 1985, and I'm a lame bastard. I loved it. It's 2022, and I'm a normal person. Top Gun Maverick review. They made this. It costs how much? People are going to see it. It's insanely popular. I don't understand humanity at all. Perhaps I am the lame bastard. What are we cradling here today? We're in a Spanish name shirt, some kind of way, and what this people out of her. That's where we were, where we slashed the early bird, where we were, and clunch. I need to know one thing, and I need to know it now. Which Richard are you? Are you Richard Pennywise Burton III? Are you Richard III for Burton III? I don't know whether you're Richard Pennywise Burton III or Pervy Richard the Birth Burton. Which fifth are you, 15th or 3rd? Richard, if you don't disclose this information, you'll face imprisonment. Richard, you must tell me now. Supernatural's Nature Pete here today to talk to you about one of nature's wonders, the hammerhead ant. So called because of the fascinating, typical ant shape their heads have. And because if I ever catch one in my house or in my tent or in my cabin, I will take a hammer and drive a nail through their heads. No bugs. Not a bug guy. This has been Nature. Chief Petty Officer Gerald Jeffords reporting from Moonbase Sagittarius, located near the dark side. The alien onslaught has lasted over 16 Pop-Tart boxes. Supplies are going thin. We request more cheese. Please teleport more cheese using the space elevator to 11565, care of Long Wave Jeffords, Cheese Master on the moon. This next tune comes to us from... Boats don't lie each time you look in my eyes. Boats don't lie, cause the truth is always flowing through their sides. Boats don't sing, they just float and do their thing. Boats don't roll. That's your job if you want to get where you want to go. Boats don't feel, and neither do I if I don't float in the boat. I just don't know what is real. Bobby Bangleslayer here, time management supremacist. I'm here to show you some tips that'll help speed up your time management when you're managing time too slowly. First, stop trying to bang girl 80s groups in VR. I'll show you how to eliminate time wasters, prioritize on your most productive tasks, and defeat your enemies by channeling the forces of Sheol. You can keep banging Stacy Q in VR, though. Hide salt, hide salt. You sprinkle vinegar on my fries, you get burnt. Hiding salt now. We've found the stain. We do not appreciate you. We do not need you. We think time is running out. I'm beginning to wonder if it's time for a stain. Lieutenant Commander Peregrine Alpha reporting from Marianas Beta, the undersea. The undersea adventure lab. It's a real place. It's real. I'm really reporting for it. Anyway, there's a bunch of fish. It's a serious issue. You know, people talk a lot about that's my cat, about sexual healing. And you know, that's important. I think that's important. But sometimes healing isn't enough. Sometimes you just need a strong course of antibiotics. Depressing, but true. Sometimes antibiotics don't cut it. Sometimes they have to cut it. So healing, but medicine. Hi, my name is Ska Man Steve. I was just skanking to some highly relevant ska. Not only is it 1998, but it's like early 1998 before we realized just how like gone like all stuff was besides like the mainstream. And I don't know what's coming, man. The Matrix was really good. And I'm skanking to the sweet grooves I know it'll never end. Like Skiffle. Oh ho ho, the grass will surely grow. Oh ho ho, Connecticut. And so what did I do next? I did OnlyFans. Yeah, I did that for a while. And for a while, it worked out pretty good. But the problem is that it wasn't only fans that used it. Some of the people, what they wanted went beyond fandom. It went beyond what I could give them, at least for $15.99 a month. So then what did I do next? Bowling fisherman. Hello, everybody. Now, this piece of paper that I'm holding says the names of known communists. And if you don't believe that communists have infiltrated the government, that's all right. I'm going to convince you that you should still persecute enormous percentages of the members of government, even if you don't believe that they're communists. It says to. I chose the wrong dead guy for which to insult. I'm dead as a result. I called a spy named Fred, a spy named Renault. I'm dead as a result. Don't confuse your spies. They won't believe your lies. You'll die before your very eyes. Take it with a grain of salt. I'm dead as a result. My hair's so thick, they put plugs of the hair on my head on other guys' butts so that in 5 years they can take plugs from that and put on their head. And it's weird, too, because they got these red splotches all over their head. People are like, what's that? And they're like, it's butt hair grown from somebody else's hair. And then their parents are like, looks good. Bobby Bangleslayer here, time management supremacist. My most awkward moment at a conference. Probably the time the guy said, he stood up, he didn't understand I said that we were going to show tips. We were going to be showing some tips for time management, TIPS. And he stood up and he said, there's no, not to tips here. What a country crock tub of urban alligators, you rip-off artist. And I said, shh, Nature Pete here. Rare treat for you all today. A family of Bolivian mole monkeys has nested in the vent in this home here on the Colombian coast. What we're going to do is use infrared light to transparently and non-invasively detect, measure, and hopefully find some way to save these helpless little critters who are stuck up here in this bathroom vent. Okay, so we're going to douse the visible light. Infrared light is invisible to the naked eye. That's true for humans and mole rats. There are some species that can detect it. Some birds can detect ultraviolet, but listen to me. I'm so nervous about this. I'm getting off on a nature tangent. Here we go. I'm going to turn on the invisible infrared light. We're going to look up at this vent. Holy God, oh my God. Their eyes are the size of dinner plates. Oh my God. They're in the vent. They know how to open doors. This isn't an infrared light. Oh my God, we supercharged them. They feed off. They feed off the visible spectrum. If you use, oh my God. Send infrared. Television remote. Anything. Cops can be biased against anybody because of their name. Trust me. My parents named me Perpetrator Joe.
But that's not all. I'm pleased to announce that because you asked for it, this summer is coming Star Wars Janitors. Story of one plucky droid janitor as he sweeps up trash. But you asked for it. Star Wars Trash coming this fall.
If you strike me down, there's a significant probability that I may become more powerful than you may or may not be able to imagine. However, there's an equal chance that perhaps I won't. Perhaps I would not will not. I don't want to be absolute. I mean, mostly I tend to not want to be absolute because only a Sith is... What do I say? How do I... But that's not what's happening, right? I mean, when they send their people, they're sending rapists and thieves. Some, I assume, are good people. Wow! Woohoo! Woohoo! We only have 4 of your Earth seconds before total catastrophic duct failure. Begin to initiate through all life.
2 years ago, I was living paycheck to paycheck. Now, after this new system, all paychecks exist simultaneously, and I am on a harmonic of time, existing within and around them in a substrate that can only be described as, well, if you want to know more, join the seminar.
How long have you been a Pikachu catcher? About 5 rills or so. 5 rills later. How long have you loved this moon? He knows. He knows his prize. He knows his worth. You can sneak up on the moon. You can try. You can try today. You can try right now if you feel.
What seems to be the problem, officer ma'am? Is it that I have not stopped stabbing your friend here?
Oh, I don't understand these things, and I never do. They said they wanted a more curated experience. But then when... scalpel, please. Thank you, ma'am. But then when I began to curate which of their internal organs they could take with them and which they would have to leave behind, they started screaming until I curated them into a more silent, meditative form. That's really the same every time. I never understand. Hacksaw.
I assure you, sir, we will get to the bottom of who did this to your chicken.
Well, that's really cracking, boys, because whoever did it, it tastes delicious, and I would like to hire them as my personal chef.
Now, while I'm no lepidopteran, I have adopted some principles that have left me more able to deal with lepidopterans I might encounter in a daily basis or on this planetary globe. So, if you would like me to share those principles with you at parties, bar mitzvahs, weddings, hurricanes, torture sessions, thermonuclear detonations, call 333-222. 20% off all thermonuclear hurricanes. Damocles Paraffin here, reporting on the news that matters to you. Tiny little bugs spotted on several sidewalks in the small town of Gorenton Heights. Population 300. This isolated borough had several residents reporting the sighting of tiny little bugs. They couldn't say what, they were too small, crawling along the city sidewalks at an alarmingly slow pace.
I'm not even supposed to be here right now.
Do you trace the face of the baby? 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 Do you trace the face of the baby?
Johnny Pimple Package here, urban alligators, where we're chomping prices so low you'll swear that those gators took a big old rip out of our brains. We're crazy. Get a bite taken out of your butt and flush savings to the next week. Get these gators into your sewage. So I'm at this party, and there's a lot of people there, and I'm about to go up to this cute girl, and my wife is like, don't you fucking dare. I'm like, okay, fine.
So I stood back and had another drink. And this really drunk guy kind of shuffled up to me. And he's all kind of disheveled and he's fixing his tie like he thinks he's doing a bad Rodney Dangerfield impression and his hair's all messed up. But he has this sort of interesting feel to him. Like I felt like something's gonna... And he came up to me and I was like, oh. And he said, hey, aren't you that Max Shaw guy from Fireside Tires? And I was like, it's not called Fireside Tires. And he's a child of the fire by your side. I said, no, Chatside Fires. And he's like, that's what I said, bud. And I'm like, at this point, I'm a little miffed. And he's like, I got a great idea for a movie. And I'm like, oh, okay, I'll buy it. What is it? And he goes, acting. Time for my first wish. Zip zap zoo, I choose you, Boingy.
Boing.
Boingy, I need you to click your hat and spin your face. Can you do that for me? It's working, Boingy. Get back in my pack.
I, Colonel Colonkadine, am not just undersea. No, not just any sea. I am specifically in the first underwater level of Donkey Kong Country 1. Aquatic ambience is playing, but in tones only a dog can hear. This was achieved using wave transcoding, which literally pitches up the tune in reference to the other harmonics of each fundamental pitch. Also, I'm half boat. How is it when I go to City Hall or even the state capitol or any number of private companies, official places of business, the doors are made for morphologically typical human beings and not, say, roided up walruses with some kind of mutant superhuman ability? This speciomorphological normatigeny has got to stop. It has poisoned the well of public discourse and policy for too long. Roided up walruses for the win. I got one of these ring lights to make my videos look better. Let me know in the comments if it's working. Hi there, small-haired white douchebag here to tell you something that I don't understand that I noticed was popular. A better way to understand would be to read exactly from the Wikipedia article. So now you know. Now you know. This has been White Douchebag telling you everything you need to know because believe me, if it isn't worth knowing, I would know it or would already know. Don't worry about it. I know everything. Hi everybody. It's one month since I started the channel. Tratside Fires. Pretty great channel. Well, I told my wife told her I had a really great idea for a video for the 1 month of the channel. I was proud. I mean, 15 subscribers. I've had 16 twice, but then they saw what my videos were like. So 15, average of 15.3 subscribers. I was proud. I was feeling happy. And then just thinking it would cheer me up, but then I told her I had a great idea. She says, I got a great idea too. Get the fuck out of my house. So I tried to laugh it off. It was just like a great burn. I laughed and she's not fucking joking. I was like, what's the problem? Why are you so mad all of a sudden? What could I have possibly done to make you go from a loving wife of 19 years to this? And that's exactly what she said. She says, I'm 19 years old. You are like 49. I'm not 49. I'm 72. And she's like, see, we don't even know each other well enough to know that. So we'll get out. I'm like, but this is my house. And she's like, no, it's not. When we got married, you signed a document saying that you were a communist and that all my stuff belonged to her. And like, why would you call my stuff my stuff? And then she kicked me in the balls. When subscribers leave my channel because they say it's too political, I have to laugh. I think that's silly. If you think it's silly, if you're like me, then join in and vote for me for ruler of emperor. If I rule the emperor, I rule it all. And I'm benevolent, unlike the emperor. So vote for me for emperor ruler. Your empire deserves the ruler of the emperor that the empire deserves. It's tough to be a guy. Supposed to be a breadwinner. Then you go out all night gambling for bread. You come home and a couple slices. And they're still like, you were out gambling all night? How else are I supposed to win bread? Huh? And bread grows on trees. Grain grows on the ground. You need to come back to earth and win bread. I almost crashed into a URL the other day. Luckily, my passenger quickly saw the problem and pointed out and screamed, eminent domain! Our names are Titus and Vance. We suffer from St. Vitus dance. Our disease is advancing. We're convulsing, not prancing, though we'd feel less shameful in pants. Because of the disease. And this too also rhymed and you also clicked on it. Do you want to slime your toe shoes with Dua Lipa? What if Goku was a creeper? Jurassic World Dominion was indeed awesome. It's the only movie in years that has made me call out, eat shit, Giganotosaurus, so, definitely there is that as a fact. I got fake auto-tune. It is using the speed control. We stop making walruses. Today. Here lie Sam and Ella. They died of salmonella. Everyone they informed laughed with harsh scorn and said, I know your names, guys. Why'd you tell me? Get it? At least it rhymed. You clicked this. So yeah, I'm a purveyor of baked fads. And I know what you're thinking. Why don't you sell baked goods? Well, I made really great goods. And they were really great. And then women. So it is what it is.
Men 900, women 0, as always. I've blown up 0 planets with my hypergamy. Women have blown up all of them. That means I get all the points and other men.
I confess to myself that I'm in a rut because an elf formed my butt.